This video is supported by CuriosityStream. Two huge announcements in the private launch industry was made over the last week. SpaceX announced its SmallSat program while the world's leading SmallSat provider, Rocket Lab, decided to go reusable. SmallSat program is SpaceX's new initiative to take advantage of its powerful Falcon 9 to help transport satellites from 150 kilograms to 300 kilograms. And here is how Rocket Lab proposes to reuse its first stage after launch. That's right, using helicopters. This begins a new reality between Rocket Lab and SpaceX because strategically, SpaceX is now reaching into Rocket Lab's wallet and Rocket Lab is now learning a thing or two from SpaceX. There's no indication that Rocket Lab will improve its rocket capability to directly compete with SpaceX in the private launch market, but these two announcements do reflect a change in complexion between the two companies, from complementary services to competitions. And here is what we should expect. The idea behind SpaceX SmallSat program is very simple. Since it has all these extra capabilities to launch, it might as well take advantage of that. Falcon 9 is a powerful rocket, and with minimum modification, it is able to send multiple satellites to the low Earth orbit in a matter of minutes. That's why SpaceX is now doing exactly that. Here is the configuration of the payload adapters, and as you can see, there are 6 small 15-inch port adapters and 8 24-inch adapters on the sides. Satellites can be docked on every single one of them, and ideally for SpaceX, they should all be utilized for every launch. Depending on size of payload and orbit, they're charged $2.25 to $6 million. There's also one big port on top of the stack that can be interfaced with a 937mm, 1194mm clamp band, or a standard 1575mm boat circle. We do not have a price for this port, but understandably, it will cost more than $6 million. Therefore, assuming the bigger payload costs $10 million to launch, a rough estimation of 15 total payloads and $60 to $80 million per launch is guaranteed. This is similar to what SpaceX offers with its more established clients. So far in this video, everything has been wonderful. Payloads between 150 kilograms to 300 kilograms is a sweet spot for satellites made by universities and research institutes and hence help our students understand more about space. That's great, I'm all for it. The only problem is the price. Not so much of a problem for us because we'd love to see more launches, but it is definitely a problem for Rocket Lab, the biggest and the most established SmallSat launch provider. You see, Rocket Lab makes a small rocket called Electron, and that particular rocket cost $5 million per launch for a payload that weighs around 170 kilograms. This announcement basically makes SpaceX a direct competitor that offers the same service for half the price. In Rocket Lab's defense, it does still offer quite a few advantages, mainly from its customizability. After all, Falcon 9 is sending 15 small satellites per launch, and Rocket Lab is only sending 1. So for customers who want dedicated launch vehicles for their SmallSat, Rocket Lab is still the top choice. This means flexible schedule and flexible payload configuration. Furthermore, Rocket Lab will continue to dominate the CubeSat market where the satellites are even smaller, often 20 CubeSats bundled together for a 170 kilograms package. However, this does not deny the fact that for satellites in the 150 kilograms category, SpaceX SmallSat program becomes not only a viable choice, but a much cheaper choice. So what is Rocket Lab's response to that? Two things, reusability and Photon. This is not so much of a response, rather something Rocket Lab has always planned to do, but the timing is quite curious. Reusability is something Rocket Lab has been conceiving for a while, and it's only natural for them to try it out. It is not able to land rockets like SpaceX because of the size limitations, but it is planning to slow rocket down and catch it with a helicopter. This mid-air retrieval method has been tested by the United States Air Force. Therefore, with proper assistance from NASA and US Air Force, this is definitely achievable. Here is Rocket Lab's schedule to make it work. It's coming soon. Photon, on the other hand, is a business model innovation. It started off as the kick stage but slowly transitioned to where it is now. Here is what Rocket Lab has to say about Photon. Rocket Lab now delivers an all-inclusive spacecraft build and launch service that enables small satellite customers to focus on delivering their service from orbit and generating revenue. Rather than building their own satellite hardware, our customers simply bring their payload or idea and we do the rest, taking care of the complete satellite design, build, and launch as a bundled and streamlined experience. What this basically means is that Rocket Lab will now take care of the satellite structure so its clients can work on specific instruments for the mission. In some cases, Rocket Lab will take care of the entire satellite. However, all will be based on the Photon platform. This makes things incredibly easy for Rocket Lab's partners, but it's worth noting that SpaceX also has its own in-house satellite production with Starlink. So if there's really going to be a competition, SpaceX will be able to provide similar satellite production services. Strategically, two things have become clear to me with these new changes. First, this one might be a shocker. Satellite launch is stagnating. Despite all the hype on rapid reusability, there might not be enough demand for them. As far as I can tell, SpaceX possibly will, for the first time, launch less frequently this year than the previous. Combining announced and successful launches in 2019, 19 launches in total will be performed by SpaceX. This is a 10% drop from last year's number. But if you look closely, 3 out of 19 launches this year is for Starlink. This means external missions this year will come short at 16 launches, which is a 24% drop from the previous year. This is possibly one of the reasons why SpaceX is pushing forth its SmallSat program, to capitalize on its extra capability. It would also be a pity for SpaceX if you think about it, with so much capability but not enough demand. However, this is going to be hard for Rocket Lab, especially when SpaceX one single launch can be Rocket Lab's entire year worth of revenue. Right now, Rocket Lab is launching at a cadence of once per month, which is very impressive already, but that only sums to 12 launches per year. SpaceX theoretically has the capability to put all 12 small satellites on its Falcon 9 and launch them at once. Therefore, I think Rocket Lab will be putting out more countermeasures to compete in the 150 kilograms market, and it has to do it fast. SpaceX SmallSat program will begin in about a year time, and the newly announced reusability and Photon, albeit very impressive, might not be enough to convince Rocket Lab's customers when SpaceX has a $2.25 million price tag. Satellites are becoming smaller, and that's why Rocket Lab's businesses is better every day. If you want to see some of the most intricate machines humans have ever built and sent to the deep space, do check out our sponsor of today, CuriosityStream, a subscription streaming service that offers over 2,400 documentaries from some of the world's best filmmakers. Today, I want to recommend to you this exhilarating series on space probes. It explores the various space probes from the legendary Cassini to the famous Curiosity rover. Everything you need to know about our space projects is right here in their videos. It's a fantastic collection of documentaries. Check it out. Other than the series, CuriosityStream has an entire section focused on technology. One of its subsections is on transportation, which is something we all care about. CuriosityStream offers our audiences a 31-day free trial as long as you sign up with the link down below with the code curiouselephant.